It's my lucky day.
Hello guys, here is Hamuda for another Pauper video. In today's video will be about the not first but my second challenge playing Affinity post ban, right? So Disciples of the Vault were banned because they thought that card was too strong, and I don't know. Uh, it was clearly very strong, but Affinity is still playable, and I would say kind of fair. I don't know. The deck still have the same tools to the same draw engine that had before, and that make him playable. Not like was with Fatal against Disciple. But I'm trying to say that you can still play, but you have to play better now. You can't just do this, disciple, and I win the game, or I 8 and fling. There's no more. There's no. You can't do that anymore. But you have strong hand still because you have early good artifact plus mirror enforcer, and basically you win a lot of games with mirror enforcer. That's your main win con. Flood the board with free creatures and try to beat them. So what did we change since the ban? Right now I'm trying to play with blue, right? Don't have the main black card that was Disciple. So what I thought. The first thing was Mirror Retriever. This is a it has been always okay. I already tried before Blood Fountain exists, Experimental Synthesizer exists, or Deadly Dispute, Reckoner's Bargain. I already played with this card, and it was okay, not good. But when you don't have the better cards because they got banned, you have to play it. So why I'm using basically these four cards, I guess. Yes, these four cards were meant to be Cycle. Okay. I don't have. I think Mirror Retriever. It can loop with Blood Fountain. So that's the important part. Can 2 mana do that, and when it dies, you bring some. In the early game, you can bring some Chromatic Stars or even a card that you discard with your Blood token. That's an artifact, a Mirror Enforcer that died. Frogmite, I don't know. Choose the card. But in the late game, this deck sometimes it how can I say? I'm going to the late game so many times. I'm not killing fast enough, so I'm kind of to the grinding way to kill. That's me Retriever with Blood Fountain. And pay 4, bring me Retriever. I guess it's Retriever. It's wrong. Sorry. I don't think it's Retriever. But I don't know. Okay. I take Mir plus Mir Enforcer. That's a play. So when it dies again, go for Blood Fountain. Then you take Mirror Trayer and Enforcer again. Go looping. And when you have Makeshift, it's better. It's even better because you ping your opponent or his creatures, their creatures, and you bring back Blood Fountain and pick another artifact. You can pick even a Chromatic Star if you need draws more than a Mirror Enforcer. So that's very important. It's it's kind of looking seems bad, right? It seems very slow, but that is that what we have right now. Triggered Mage, it has been always a good card in this deck. It has been always, but we don't have easy ways to kill. So I think Trinket Mage, it's a 2-for-1. As a Thoughtcast, it's different because Thoughtcast is a 2-for-1, but Trinket Mage, it's a creature. So the problem with the deck right now, we were lacking creatures because we got 8 creatures banned, right? And we have to play more creatures. I thought about a second Gurmag Angler, but I think one was enough. Maybe we can go for the second. But Trinket Mage gets experimental synthesizer, so you can see like 3 draws. It can bring a land when you are get dust or will, I don't know. Bring some destructible land. You can bring Blood Fountain for even better. It's even better because if it dies, you can Blood Fountain again, and you go Trinket Mage, Blood Fountain. You bring another one. So as I am saying, it turns to be even grinder. So that's the deck right now. I think Frogmite is a bad creature, but it's like efficient. So efficient that you have to play it. Okay? Turns that you can do so many good plays because of it. It trades with many creatures of the format, and it is ammunition. It's clearly ammunition for some cards like Krakla and Makeshift, Deadly Dispute, Reckoner's Bargain. I would say it's ammunition for Mirror Enforcer because it's Affinity and Dotcast. So card is not good, but you need it. That's the difference. And one more thing. I was playing 2 Reckoner's Bargain, but it turns out that some games you kinda behind in the game. So the life gain turns out to be important to go for the late game. So I was playing 3 Thoughtcast and I cut 1 for Reckoner's Bargain. I was losing to burn a lot. Even against some boggles, it can gain you time, like gaining 4 life or even 7 life blocking with Mirror Enforcer, Gurmag too. So the card is very good. Turns out to be very good. I can see this deck like cutting Thoughtcast and adding. The Thoughtcast is too good. I don't know. I don't know if I would go for the 4 Reckoner's Bargain. I don't. I don't think so. It's like it's weird, right? Playing only 2, but that's it. So let's talk about the sideboard. There's no, you guys know about all the other cards. Broken. That card's the best. Those for me are the best cards of the deck. Blood Fountain, Deadly Dispute. The rest is good. Crackling Shaman. Why I'm playing 2? I can see you playing 1, but as I say, the deck is slow right now. So Crackling Shaman can give you time. That's what you need. Time to develop your board and grind. You have infinite if they don't play like Relic or Nihil or Boshuka Bog. So the late game is almost, it's not like Throne, but you have a good late game because of it. And we have the best mana sink, I would say, the Pauper is the best mana sink. You have 18 artifact lands and sometimes you have 14 in the board, and they turn to be your win con by sacking with Makeshift. This is for me is the best mana sink in the format right now. Okay, about the sideboard. This is Luffy. If you guys already play against him, he's another very good player with Affinity. He did a lot of results, and he sent the first list to me. It's almost like this. He was not playing Trinket Mage or the third bargain. That was my changes. And this sideboard, it his sideboard, and I just copy. And for me, it's perfect. I can't see. Maybe if the format change, like the Fire Cannonade and Crackling Shaman, but turns out to be very good sideboard. Very strong sideboard. One Hydroblast is weird, but Spell Pierce turns to be better in a lot of matchups in this meta, like blue, oh, sorry, red black bird when they have good spells that you can spell Pierce but not Hydra, so this is good. Against Dust to Dust, spell Pierce can be good. Auras, very good. Spell Pierce is very good against Auras. That Hydroblast isn't. So turns out that Spell Pierce is kind of better. Can see you playing 2 Hydra and 2 Spell Pierce. And the important thing that should be talked, said, that is the these 3 cards are more important than Thoughtcast. That's weird, right? Because actually you can win without Thoughtcast. The card is just good, but sometimes you can't win without good sideboard cards. All right. Let me see if this were, I don't know, more Duras. Sometimes Duras is kind of clunky because you draw on it, you can cast it. So this is and play differently. So Hydro, another card that can be better because like makeshift munition, it's a red permanent. If you are in the red black version, you can Hydro makeshift because you don't have blue cards. So that's a kind of important. I can see you put in the second one, but I don't know, like Pyroblast. For me, it's 4 always. I don't think I can play with 3. Blue decks are popular right now because of the 8 ninjas and they didn't get banned, so people are playing a lot of mono blues or blue variants. So 4 Pyroblast is must for me. I can see you cutting the second Cannonade, but I don't think to. I like very much because there's a lot of uh, fast decks like Boggles that you needed, or even Boros. I bring 2 of them because you can kill Lynch Hawk, Craven, and Seeker. Even cool Dota players, there are some builds that play cool Dota, so that's important. It's 3 mana ref. I know you don't kill Core Sky Fisher, but Core Sky Fisher you can kill Galvanic Blast, and sometimes even you can fire Cannonade and then do 1 damage with Makeshift. So that's the part. What can I say? I didn't think when I am doing this video, but I'm trying to show you guys this list post ban. I think the decks strong, not strong, but the engine is strong. Like blue black, the engine is strong because have save stutter than ninja with cantrips. So I would say this is strong. So right now people will complain that okay, Affinity is still winning, but I would say that you have to play well. I know sometimes I win by playing turn 1 Blood Fountain, turn 2 Frogmite Mirroring Force and 6 power in the second turn. Okay, that's strong, but Boggles do the same with a good hand. 1 mana Boggles, second turn Ethereum Armor with Spring Rancor, or I don't. You understand? So those decks have strong plays. The difference that this deck turns out to be very consistent. There's a lot of draws. So I would say that the format will still be not that great. I don't know, because the draws are good. It's not about, and the lands. You will if they ban the indestructible lands, the deck will be very vulnerable. Maybe that's that what they need to do. Make this deck vulnerable. I don't know. Or they should cut the good 1 drops. This card makes a lot of strong play. It's 1 mana, 2 artifacts. It's very strong. This is, but that's the part. let's see. If you if you ban like blood fountain in this build, okay, I don't have 3 blood fountains right now. You will go for what cards? We have good cards too. Not not like blood fountain, but we have good cards. We have more experimental and the Harry. The Harry is bad, but you can play with it. Uh, so we still have cards to replace, and I think people have to accept that this deck must be in the format, and they want to let this deck fair. Uh, I want to do a comparison with Blue White Familiar. Blue White Familiar for me it's a strong deck. It's hard to play. It's different from Affinity that has always been kinda easy to play. You don't have to know much to win with Affinity. You know that 1, 2, 3 plus 1 artifact minus 4. You can play now this, then you can play this, then you know how to attack. And that's it about the deck. And I think that must be the part that they must change. And before those lands, I think you had to know how to play better, because you should play around Gorilla Shaman, Grudge. I think that was the were the best cards against it. Now we have Dust to Dust. Turns out to Dust be kind of worse when you have untapped lands. Then you can always have open mana to do Spell Pierce, I think. And like Gorilla Shaman would be very strong. Gorilla Shaman is already strong against Affinity, even with those lands. You can gain time by destroying Vault of Whisper, Great Furnace, those couples of seed, and you can like crack Experimental, but Fountain. The card is good. It doesn't win by itself anymore. The card is good, and if they ban those Destruct Blends, I probably should play 4 Hydra, maybe 3 Hydra, because we have to respect Gorilla if they ban this. Uh, so the main problem, okay, before I say, even if they ban Deadly Dispute, okay, they ban Deadly Dispute. I don't have, I'm saying Portuguese. We don't have Deadly Dispute. I go for 2 cast and +1 bargain, and again, Aria. The deck can still play without Deadly Dispute. We have replacement. The deck cut Mirror Enforcer. Okay, I don't have Mirror Enforcer anymore. Change for blue and play like 4 Gear Seek. Can still play the deck. I don't know if the deck will be good without Mirror Enforcer, because I think this is the best payoff of the deck. But will be still playable. You can turn 3 Gear Seek. Or even play with a second Gurmag Angler. I don't know. This is a card that they will never. I think they will never ban. But there's no replace for this. But I think this card is great for the net. We must have this card. We must have this card. Banning Icor. I think there is a lot of other cards that you can play. Egg. I know that you won't draw another card, but we'll just play with Golden Egg or Wedding Invitation. So there is another replacement. Galvanic Blast. There's no reason to ban. Crackler Shaman. This card wins a lot of games by itself too. This card is very strong. There's a lot of the good decks, aggro decks, or combo with creatures that just lose to this card. So I don't think they will ban this because it will be weird, I think. We need to have some counter plays. this is a counterplay. I know that's in the main deck, but it's for for other reasons than counter those decks, because I like in the mirror, I remember to won a match because I set 3 Wellsprings plus Frogmite to kill their mirror enforcers. So, and it's not a counterplay, right? You are not killing a lot of 1/1s or 1/2s, 1/2, or sacking a lot of cards of your deck, but they get value. So that's why I'm playing with Crackman Shaman. It's a versatile card. I can see you cutting one, but it's still great. Okay. Your Retriever, there's no reason to ban. I know that Ecor doesn't have any reason to ban, or Deadly Dispute. I saw many. The card's very strong, but I saw Alex. Don't know if I will say right. Human saying that the idea of this card was to black decks have ways to draw cards, good ways to draw cards. I don't remember the guy that said about he's something of Wizard of the Coast. Maybe I should know him what he does, but he was replying a post saying that Wizards don't think about Pauper. We know we knew about that, but he typed it so we can read and it's clear to us. We don't have to think about it or talk about it. Just read his tweet and he's saying we don't think about Pauper. So, like Deadly Dispute wasn't thinking about Pauper. It's a strong card for Pauper. Blood Fountain wasn't Pauper. I think was for Pauper. It was just a good card. This card too, and they turn out to be good even in standard. Those cards, so they already good. And some ways that they can, if they think about Pauper, this card probably should cost 2 black mana. If it's to know the word, enhance the black decks. So only the black deck should play it, I think. Or I don't know, Blood Fountain. Maybe I don't know how to fix Blood Fountain. Maybe it should be enchantment, but that's the hard part. This lens proves that they don't think about Pauper. So if they ban something, probably should be those lands, and the deck will be back to this before MH2. And if they ban these lands, I really think they should unban Sojourners, because I don't know if they should ban Sojourners. The deck will be very explosive, and even if you lose to Gorilla Shaman, sometimes I don't know. But if they ban something, probably the next will be those indestructible. That won't be very sad because I hate cleansing Wildfire, so this deck will vanish too. No, that deck will vanish and the Affinity will be still playable. I hate cleansing Wildfire. But that is it, I guess. If you guys have any doubt, you can ask me the comments. And okay, one more thing I forgot. I will tomorrow, or maybe in 2 days, get the replay of my challenge that I won with this deck. Now, okay, see you guys.